Sup Shredders, this is post-production Logan. Just at the start of this video, in the introduction, I say this is an EP. This is an album. So if I say EP, I mean album, alright? Just to clear up any confusion about that. Cheers, enjoy the review. Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to E3 Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a EP by an artist named Grafting the Vine. This is off of their EP titled Golden Gate. This is awesome. We're just going to switch over to Bandcamp here. I have looked over this before I did this review. I've got the album art here. I love that Bandcamp makes it nice and big. See how beautiful that is? Apparently this guy has been doing a fair bit. He's got a few records out here. You can see Beneath the Redwood, which I assume could potentially be the first one. Yes, you can get all the three of these together. That's dope. And it's only like $12. You know, to put that in perspective, CDs used to be like, I don't know, like maybe $20 per. So this is just the music industry now, and depending on how this goes, I will probably recommend you people getting this music. But we're going to listen through tracks 1 to 6, from start to finish, and we're going to hear what we think, starting with Otis Burning. Oh, I'm liking this. There's kind of mystical element to it. Oh, that distortion's seductive. That drum work's pretty sublime as well. It always makes me wonder whether these guys have done like whether they've recruited an acoustic drum kit or whether they're using like a Roland V drum set or something like that, you know? Oh, that bass. Oh. Ooh, that's heavy as hell, man. I'm loving this. I'm digging this already. Alright, I should say that this release is May 1st, 2021, so if you're watching this, yeah, you're gonna be seeing it. It's available now. Holy shit. That limiter, like, don't get me wrong, the mastering's been done pretty well. That limiter is on the verge of getting a bit grumpy. That's a fine line chosen there. The guitars have been panned well and they sound really dope. The EQing's been done really well and the performance is pretty on point as well. Nice little bit of padding into automation in terms of like the volume and stuff like that as well. I dig it. Yeah, everything's sort of staged well in the role of fourth harmonies. Yeah, this is kind of, it has a bit of dynamic range in it as well. There's a sort of a staggering sense of vulnerability and humanity to that performance. These harmonies are dope, dude. These extended chords, they're fun. The distortion on it is so chaotic, but I dig it. Oh, there's a bit of sizzle on that, isn't there? Maybe there's a bit of just overdrive on the drums or something like that. I was expecting a pinch harmonic in there, so the wow. You know it's good when you're nodding your head to it though, right? Like, for real. This isn't prompted, this isn't scripted. I don't just bop my head to any music. Sometimes I shake my head. There's so many interesting sounds in this. Yeah, there's some automation with the panning as well, I dig it. Good job, man. That studio end's on point and the production's pretty spot on as well. It's a shame this one's over, but luckily we got 5 more to go, right? Like, this is one of those, like, I think that 4 minutes of that is good for an instrumental. You know, it's a dangerous sort of game to have an instrumental be, like, your opening track on a record. If it's, like, you know, like, quite long. But, when it's sort of an instrumental track like this is played this well and sort of produced this well, you can get away with it being longer than the average single length, you know what I mean? This guy's obviously fairly competent. We've got carpal tunnel vision now. I wonder what he's using to record his instruments. Where are we going with this? Chord no groove. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I dig it. I like that we don't have a lot of crazy guitar solos or anything like that. You know, I love it. It doesn't really need it, does it? This is more about the atmosphere than the talent. Not that there isn't talent. There's obviously talent being shown and displayed here, but it's not about, like, you know, like when you listen to some musicians and they play stuff super crazy, like, because they want to show how friggin' incredible they are. And sometimes the tracks and the music. This is about all the instruments serving a greater message, and I dig that a lot. Carpal tunnel vision. This kind of describes the fear I feel about ever getting carpal tunnel, man. A similar kind of vibe to it. There's a foreboding and dissonance and animosity throughout the whole damn thing, dude. Kind of like a mid-90s kind of grunge-ish kind of tone, combined with some elements of sort of contemporary noughties kind of distortion. Oh, I'm sorry, was that some blast beats? Those palm mutes are heavy, dude. I dig it. That tremolo as well. That tension. This would be sick live, right? Wow, yeah, man. The intensity there. Ah, that there. Phenomenal work. Phenomenal work baiting switching like that. That release, dude. On point. Masterful. This gives me hope for the future of metal, man. I love this shit. It's awesome. It's co-op. Like, if I like pause this and go through this description here. Growing up, my father suffered from mental illness combined with substance abuse, and at some point it was too much to bear. He committed suicide when I was 7 years old. My mother worked tirelessly to pay the bills and get an education to support our family. Music became a place for me to enjoy peace and creativity that has stuck with me through my entire life. Now, that there is telling me that this is a one-man band, and holy crap, that's incredible. You've gone through so much. And while I'm sorry to hear about what Grafting the Bind has been through in their life, the effort and the energy they put into their music is showing here. It's stunning. It's outstanding. It's outstanding music. I'm really proud of Grafting the Vine for this. That's beautiful, dude. It's incredible music. That was really well done. Ushauri. Gotta turn it up. Right. Before I go any further, right? I know 33, right? Doesn't seem like it's that loud. On these guys, these Sony MX100 MH3 thingamabobs, that is quite loud. You put that up to 50, and you're getting hearing damage. Also, fun fact. When you're listening to music and you want to sort of pay attention to the mix of it, you want to keep the music quiet. Because if you keep the music quiet, you'll be able to discern the individual instruments in their place in their mix better than as if you turn up everything and your ear accounts for it and levels out the different frequencies. So if you're mixing music, you want to try and listen to it quietly before you try and mix it when it's loud, you know? It all sounds pretty well balanced. There's a thunder to those floor toms, eh? It can use to just smack you in the face over and over, and I live for that, man. Wonder where he's done the high pass on that guitar, man. Is it 100 or 125? That bass is just... a bit of distortion fuzz on that bass is ludicrous. And there's sort of near diminished harmonies going on now. The early 2000s System of a Down vibes with this one. Oh, the taps? Oh, no. No. That drop is too much. That's too much for me, dude. Man down, SOS. Yeah, I can't help this face I'm making, man. This is the hit. This is the good stuff. Who is this? I wish I'd heard of them before today. Ooh. The mark of success in terms of like the production of a record is that if it's an instrumental album, you run out of things to say about it by the midpoint because everything's been recorded in a sort of the same way. There's no sort of alien kind of guitar tracks that are going to detract from the overall kind of coloration of the record. It's kept consistent like that. I'm familiar with this guitar tone now. I'm familiar with how the bass sounds. I'm familiar with how parts of the drum kit sound. It's good. It's continues. They've got their own individual, they're sort of unique personalities, each of the tracks, don't get me wrong, but there's that sort of sense of familiarity that, you know, even if you're in some crazy stuff or some complete sort of silence, something will come along eventually. Got a nice sort of groove to this kind of doomish kind of groove metal that we're listening to here, man. Actually, I don't know if that's a juxtaposition groove in Doom. It's got a nice groove to it. Dude, that was stunning. Ushauri was just one. Alfa Romeo. We got some pads. Oh yay! What is happening here? We got a bit of a change up. What's happening? Right. Just realized here, there's some songs written during the pandemic. A very difficult time for so many across the world. Hopefully some of this music brings you joy. Thank you for listening. You're welcome, Grafting Divine. You're welcome. I'm liking Alfa Romeo. Kind of sounds like a constellation or something like that. I dig it. Where are we going? You can hear that bass. That bass has got your back the whole dang time, doesn't it? Oh, crazy, dude. The bass is a little bit resonant in this one. I'm not sure if that was for a stylistic reason or maybe the guitars are panned a little bit differently in this track. That ride work on the ride and the stereo feels pretty dope. Kind of does sound like you're traveling through space though, right? I love the album art. All this album art is so fantastic. I guess it's the sophistication of the overall harmonies in this that really kind of sort of stand out to me. It's not your typical like major or minor triads or even sevenths. There's like sixths and ninths in there and even some sort of jazz. And 11ths maybe even. Okay, that was cool. That was cool. I can get behind that. That was dope. That was a dope time. Yeah. It was just an experience, dude. You need to like sorry, you probably can't hear me better than that there. You kind of need to listen to these in your own time to really get the full picture on these. Those octave chords with those like sort of lower, sort of chugged power chords were a nice combination there. A bit of the color that was kind of, yeah, it's very helpful. Oh, that carried well. Really good attention to detail here with Black Palms, eh? Where is this drum work coming from, dude? Sorry, what? If anything I've learned about Grafting the Vine throughout this experience is that they are never predictable. Just when you think you know it, they change it up. Oh, a bit of pentatonic blues scale, kind of wow. I'm wondering, like, with this one, it's got a fuzzier kind of bass to it. Maybe the, yeah. Is this the conclusion? I guess the beauty of instrumentals is that you can kind of make up your own mind about what they're about. I don't know what Black Palms would be about. Maybe they're just original concepts that, you know, Grafting the Vine wanted to put together as, again, a part of the pandemic recording sessions. It's actually been a really interesting time to hear how people have sort of coped with that position, you know, of being stuck inside. Castle Bravo, number 6, the last one for today. That says more of a sense of urgency, doesn't it? There's so much coloration, and there is never really a dull moment in any of these tracks, is there? I am liking that we are repeating melody or melodic concepts within kind of a concrete, anchor them without being too patronizing about it. This because it's jump, jump. It's dope. That rhythm sounds absolutely furious, doesn't it? The lead parts sound kind of like they're crying out for help. Yeah, my only concern is you could hear how those cymbals were kind of shaking a little bit. That means that maybe the limiter is like a little bit too hard. Because I know this bit has been mixed really, really well. It's just such a brutal. Like if I turn this up. Like, there's no weird frequencies or anything like that. And again, I can tell the EQing's been done spectacularly well. It's usually that 5 kilohertz range that's the pain in the butt. But no, this is impressive. This has been a pleasure. This has been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed this one. Yeah, these reviews I usually sort of stick to doing a max of 6 tracks. So it's like, again, it's kind of a shame that I didn't get to like listen to literally everything off of this album, but at the same time, I feel like I've gotten a good enough sort of grasp of who Grafting the Vine is as an artist, as a musician, as a professional musician. As this is being sold through Bandcamp to wow, I'm having a bad time with this mic today, aren't I? To sort of be able to sort of comment on it. Well, listen to Otis Burning, Carpal Tunnel Vision, Ushauri, Alfa Romeo, Black Palms, and Castle Bravo. Now, obviously, these are instrumentals. I don't entirely know what these tracks are about. That they had sort of a tinge of mystery around them. Sort of, some of them were kind of frenetic. Some of them were a lot more slow and sort of lumbering. Others were vicious and brutal and angry. Others were gorgeous and kind of like contemplative and nostalgic and sort of like full of vibrance and mystery. You know, there were so many different emotions that were put forward within this music, and I think it's class. It's a very classy record. You know, I know I've spoken about maybe like the limiter maybe needing to be pulled back maybe half a dB on the threshold, but aside from that, it's glorious. This is like a fantastic record. I'm really impressed with what Grafting the Vine has done. It's sensational music. It was interesting throughout. There was no point where I got bored or like zoned out. It was like I have no idea what's going on. All the different instruments, like in terms of like the way they interact with each other, the melodies work together. The overall harmonies were cool. The rhythms, the different grooves of the drums and stuff, they were constantly changing, and they transitioned between them well enough to sort of remain sort of sensical. The synth work as well as the guitar, bass, and drums. The actual performance was pretty spot on as well. I can't really fault it. There was an organic kind of feel, especially some of the more the rhythm sections and like the leads and how they came together, which I liked as well. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I really do hope that Grafting the Vine finds more success in future for their material, as it's really strong. If you're watching this review, please do go and check out Grafting the Vine's Golden Gate. It's a phenomenal record, and please do also go check out Grafting the Vine's previous two releases, which is I or One and Beneath the Redwood. But thank you for watching this review of Golden Gate by Grafting the Vine. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Stay cool, stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need to help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. I'll catch you in the next review. Spider hands out.